all messages. There we go. So what I've gained from all of my time researching was useless info. That's okay. That's okay. Because even though some of the info was useless, some of it did have a use. Like I did learn that if I want to even have the AI like little assistant, I'm going to definitely need a Siri and some knowledge of coding. Which is something I didn't want to have to do, but I'm going to have to do that. But that means I'm going to need even more equipment. It's always more equipment. It always is. But today, we shall make something. We have the shout box. We have a ton of metal. A ton of different options. And an overall lack of direction. That's a very stupid idea. That's metal wire. This is an arc lighter, so the thing I do want to test though Hi, Bob. I think this thing might finally be dead. Alright, so I did learn some stuff while I was gone, as I said I would. One of the things I ended up learning was this little piece of crap only works when connected to Wi-Fi. Why? What was the purpose? Like if I plug this thing in and go, hey Google, it'll only say, I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, shut up. I can't even add a custom voice to this thing because Google does not allow it. So I'm going to have to learn coding and I'm going to have to get a soldering kit so I can get some like little Raspberry Pis and other fun stuff like that. Hi Mason, welcome to the stream. I'm currently discussing the creation of Chuck. We're going to make Chuck eventually. I need to learn coding, I need to get a soldering kit, and I need to get my hands on a, what was it, Amazon Echo. Yes, rather than a Google Home Mini, because Google decided, no, you're not allowed. Hello, Andrea. Good to see you. Hello, David. Hi, how's it going, guys? Hopefully y'all having a good day. But yeah, so I'm currently, if you remember Chuck, the little voice assistant who would read the chat, basically a way to make the viewers into like a little creature that I could talk to during the live streams when I'm in character, and also just out of character, just something fun. I was going to use this Google Home Mini. I was going to pop it open, see if I could reprogram it, maybe hack it, maybe change some settings on it. Google does not let you. Google says no. Google's like, no, it will only answer to, hey, Google, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, that's dumb. But then I saw a video from 4 years ago where somebody grabbed a Amazon Echo, hacked it, connected it to a Raspberry, I think, Pi, and a whole bunch of other stuff. They did a whole bunch of coding for voice recognition, so it would only, so instead of answering to, hey Siri, I did not know what you said, but instead of answering to, hey Siri, or blah, 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 or hey Amazon, yeah, whatever the heck it was, it answered to a couple different phrases that they programmed in, and they actually made a real-life Gladys from Portal, if you know that game franchise. And they gave it its own voice and everything. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing, and I'm like, well, I can't use this, and I need to learn coding, but I want to give Chuck a funny little, hey, David, I want to give Chuck a funny little, like, somewhat southern accent, maybe, you know? Because I feel like Chuck deserves something funny, but what are you guys' opinions? Do we give him, like, a southern accent? Do we give him, like, a Hey, Tony, the like is fine. Wow, that's actually one of the highest it's been. Yo, hold on. Yeah, I want to write down. So Google Home Mini cannot be reprogrammed. So we need Amazon Echo, which costs more money. So I just wrote down Amazon Echo. It's Chuck. Hi, Chuck. But yeah, so with this being said, pain, lots of pain, because I really hoped I could just do it the easy way. I just thought I was really like, I know it was wishful thinking, hoping this, but I was like, yo, imagine if I could just open this thing up, either like connect it to the app, and then just go to the commands and change the commands. Can't do that. Google says no. And Google also says this thing needs to be connected to my phone and the internet, even though it's like, it's so stupid. Like, why would you design your device like that if it connects to the voice system in your devices already? Like, why do I have to connect it back to the other thing for this thing to work? What? That's two devices being linked to the same internet, both drawing from it, when this thing could have just connected with Bluetooth. Like, whose idea was it? Anyway, complaints about this thing aside, been annoyed. I'm just a wee bit annoyed, tiny bit, because I was really excited. But that means I'm going to have to work even harder instead of doing... God. Google, why? Why couldn't you just make this thing customizable, man? What's it with companies and building anything the most annoying process ever? It's fine, Google. I didn't want your product anyway. I'll just go to like the thrift store and get some old Amazon voice assistant that was been broken. What the heck with you? God. See, because one of the things I don't want to use, and I just do not want to like use it in the slightest, is ChatGPT. I do not. That just feels like the lazy way out of it. It just feels wrong, And I'm not a big fan of ChatGPT, so I don't want to use it. I don't want to use like those AIs, basically. If I have to, I'll figure out a way to program it myself. But if I have a base to work with, it'd be really fun. It'd be really good, Because I don't want him to be like, oh yeah, big old personality. Because at the end of the day, he's just supposed to read the messages on the streams and like say what's been said the most times, or like whatever, right? He's just supposed to have just supposed to be something I can have conversations with on the live streams. Nothing like big old like ChatGPT type stuff, It's not like oh yeah, hey Chuck, write me a story. No, I see too many people use that. I don't want to do that. Hold on. Let me figure out the best way to word this. I kind of just want it to be more unique, Because if everybody does it, then there's no point in doing it because it must be easy, Whereas something that's worth doing is much more difficult because it's either not been done before or only been done a couple times. And if I have to, like, I'll figure out a way, I'll learn coding. Like, I don't want to, but if I have to, I will. I have to figure out what type of coding I need to learn, though. But aside from all those shenanigans with Chuck, I do want to get something done today. Because I feel like today for the project, the most I've done in these past two streams is bumble around and like just experiment. And I want something concrete done today, Like, at least one thing needs to be accomplished, or else I won't feel accomplished for the day. By the way, how's everybody doing? Sorry, you caught me on a rant. Okay, I thought something fell out. All right. Yay, TV. Yes, I brought out the TV. I brought it out. There we go. I also brought out this really old electric timer. It's like an egg timer for electricity. It's funny. See, could we have this? And this is fun and all, but I feel like we can do better. You know, I think that's where my frustration comes from with some of these things that I work on. I feel like I can do better, you know? I set higher expectations for myself for some of the things I do. Because it's like, I want to do things that are cool. And if everybody's doing it and it's been done before, I feel like there's not that much of a point in doing it. I mean, yes, there's the personal experience of doing it, but it's like, I gotta be first. I gotta be first for it. And if I'm not, it's like, darn. Now, this being said, inputs, power, left. By the way, I hope everyone's doing lovely. I'm gonna bring this up to my knee, or not. You know, that's also fine. See, because I really like this speaker. It's a really good speaker, and I just want to figure out how I want to like work on the loud box, I guess. Because I could use it on my chest, but I already have that. I already have one mounted, you know. And if I take this one apart, I've lost everything on the chest plate, and the chest plate is going to look smaller, and I'm going to have to drill more holes, and that's a whole fiasco, right? But I'm really, really debating it. Huh. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Actually, no, I shouldn't ask. I should. Gives me some casual banter to talk about while I'm working on it, you know? Well, I eventually come to my own conclusion, but... I also feel like Mondays might not be the best days to live stream, but I'm going to continue doing it anyway, because to heck with the best day to live stream. I'm going to do it either way. Ooh. Nah. Whew. Nah. I had such high expectations for the Google Home. There is no one, only me and you? Alright, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. I don't know, I just had such high expectations for this Google Home, and then I was just immediately disappointed after like an hour of research for it, you know? And I guess it can feel defeating at times, but this whole project was based upon like struggles and continuing to push through them anyway. So we just gotta figure out the path forward for the project. I could probably look at these different like lists of ideas that we have and finally hit some of those ones, you know? Like just for the test, where's my tape? There's my tape. we will continue to push forward. Hold on, it's unraveling. Stop unraveling. You have one job. And that is to not unravel. Oh my goodness, please just stay in place. It should be working. It should be working. It's not working. It's not. The joys of wiring without a soldering kit will never, ever be missed. Actually, you know what? When I finally get a soldering kit, I don't think I'm gonna miss this experience. I'm gonna be honest. Because this is probably the most inconvenient thing I think I've ever done. All right, so I like the way this looks. I like it a lot, but the true experience here is probably, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm delusional. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I need more wires. That's what I really need. I need more wires to work with, but don't have any. So we're just gonna ball. Heck with it, we ball. No, that does not match. This is match. These four sides. No, they do not. They do not match, and now this is stuck. How did I do that? All right. I just want to do a comparison before I go through all the pain of unwiring this. I just want to do a slight comparison. Huh? There's no... Huh? Before I go through all the pain, is this really worth it? Like, oh my god. Which one's there? Input and output. Is this wire just not working? Hold on. Hello? Alright, so how loud is this one compared to the other one? This one's decently loud, but it's not... I'm not really sure which one's louder. Because, I mean, this one's this loud, right? But it's only this loud when it's right up next to my face. Whereas the other one is louder, I think. Whereas this... Oh, goodness. Whereas this one is significantly louder, I feel like. It has some more distortion to it, but it's... Overall, it feels louder. Like, I personally think this one's probably the path to go. It just feels right, you know? Man, I didn't want to have to re-drill holes, though. I really didn't. From the sorrow in my voice, how obvious is it that I didn't want to have to remake all these holes? Oh, goodness. I mean, okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's good enough, though, and it is significantly louder. So for the project, I'm probably going to end up using this one. It even has a better, like, oh, God, it's probably because it's using steel wire. Okay. Now, for that, then, let's see. You're listening. Alrighty. Thanks for listening. Sorry, I'm just going through it right now. I really didn't want to have to replace this speaker because it took me so much time and effort to draw the holes for it. But we found a better one, and we can't argue with the facts here that the louder speaker should be the one that's on the chest. That way, for the live streams, it sounds better. You know, like I can't deny the facts that the smaller speaker is the loudest speaker that I have. No matter how much I want to deny it, I can't. The truth is there. The truth has become increasingly clear. Okay. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm going to get out of this rut. I'm killing the mood. Alright. We're back. We're back to it. This one definitely needs the better wire anyway, so, you know. Win some, lose some, really. But at the end of the day, if the project sounds better, it's a win. And I feel like a better speaker makes the project more immersive for everybody who's involved for it. So I'll do it. I'm going to do these changes. Here, let me check on my siblings real quick. I'm watching them. There you go, okay? Yeah. All right. I'm back. All right, we're going to flip this over. No, we're not. Yeah, we are. We're going to flip it over right here. That way it doesn't get messed up. We're going to use the box cutter. When in doubt, use the box cutter. I should put that on a shirt, you know? Like, I feel like when in doubt, use the box cutter definitely belongs on a shirt. Like, that would be my merch. I don't know, if I ever get popular enough to do merch, what do you guys think? When in doubt, use the box cutter or something else? How? Yeah, actually, this wasn't as bad. This wasn't as bad as putting it on originally. All right, what do we got? Now I can actually do like a valid test. All right. Which wire is which? All right, so that's the good wire. This is the bad wire. Connect this wire to here. So this one had it. This one was about this loud. It wasn't loudest. So like this one was about this loud, whereas overall this one was this one was the better option. Yeah, the new one that we have is definitely better in every way. I wanted to deny it though because I really didn't want to have to go through all the effort of doing this again, but looks like we're rewiring, guys. We're rewiring. We can maybe do some like visual improvements on it, I guess. I don't know. All right. Let's see the difference in them. No idea. No idea in the slightest. There's a big old sticker on the back. All right. Oh no, I have to. It's also taller. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? All right. Do the wires even stick down through the hole? Yeah, they do. Just barely. Just barely. All right. Well, today on how it might be made. Yeah, it's louder. It's bigger, but it's louder. I'm a real hero in your eyes. I'm not doing anything heroic, though. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. I need to take this out to the back where the anvil is so I can straighten this piece out. Oh no, this one also doesn't line up there either. Oh. Oh, these screws aren't long enough. Oh. Of course they aren't. Why would they be? Alright. That. The other side. Alright. I know roughly what I need to cut now. I'm going to grab the drill, and I'm going to drill. Ugh. Alright, well. Ow, my ankle. Alright, I'm back. Maybe I can use a larger drill bit, please. I didn't want to do this today. One sec. Alright, we're back. Now, I'm going to go back to doing this. Okay. Alright. When in doubt. Let's see if I can use this to like slowly crack this thing open. Let's see, is this working? It should be. Then I can open it. Let's see. Hopefully my plan worked. Come on. Chase Ray's got the bad food. Does it work? Kinda. No? It weakens it. For context, I drilled a bunch of holes in here. You guys can't really see it. I'm okay with that. Just doing some live streams while working on it. Ow. You have a good sleep. You have a good sleep, Bob. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I had a lovely time talking to you. Really meaningful. I'm just doing the boring stuff now. Not every stream can be the interesting, cool stuff, sadly. So, we have nerd stuff for now. You have a good one. That was nice. I enjoy talking to Bob. Bob's cool. Alright, well, back to work now. Perfect. I'm weakening the spots where these screws go in, so I just gotta do that 30 more times. That's okay. I have plenty of time. Plenty of time to slowly whittle away at this thing. There we go. And after the fact, I can clean it all up. But, till then, we just vibe. We just work on this. We vibe in awkward silence on a Monday afternoon. It's not every day can be the best day, but not every day can be the worst either. There we go. Preparing to mount a new speaker into the project. I don't know how well y'all can see this. I don't even know if anybody's watching or not. That's one of the downsides of having bad internet. So I just vibe. I just do this. There we go. Slowly cutting through this. Using the razor blade as we should. There we go. We've cut through. Now we go to the next one. All this time and I'm still on part one. It's ironic, really. No matter how much time you can spend on something, if you don't spend the time doing the right thing, you'll still be at stage 1. All right. Still just working on it. This is my fate. The fate of which I'm cursed to. To screw into a singular platform for an hour. While people join and leave or join and stay. I never really know which. And that's alright. I don't think I want to know. Screw into this. Just another part to a massive community project. Not everybody wants to sit around for the boring work. That's alright. Everything's alright. Everything's good. We chilling. My fingers are starting to cramp. Let me switch hands. Whittle this around. My little brother's starting to act hyper in the other room. Alright. When in doubt, use a razor blade to get it out. You know, honestly, I'll just screw into this. Welcome, we have a new speaker that we're installing into the project. This is what we do. I'm gonna have to do sanding after this. It's gonna be fun. There we go. Look at that. I'm starting to break out of there. Great. But we do this now. Learn programming for Chuck. And one second. There we go. We were muted still. Worst thing to be. There we go. I can do it like this. Okay. And now for the blade. There. Boom. Got it finally. Oh yeah, that was about right. I'm taking a break. My family's getting loud and it's causing me anxiety. One sec. Goodbye, y'all. Have a good one. Not one sec. Thanks for viewing. We'll be back.